Hi, good evening. My name is Puan Aziza Betim Yasin, and I'm presenting this action research together with my colleagues, Puan Fazlin binti Muhammad Saleh and also Puan Nur Ain binti Ramli. So we are English language educators from Besut Vocational College, and we are very pleased to share with you the findings of our action research title using SMVO grade table in improving sentence structure among A1 pre-diploma students in Besut Vocational College. So basically, this study was conducted with the aim of supporting our low proficiency student in building more structured and meaningful English sentences, particularly in the context of guided writing. So based on our previous teaching experience and assessment, we noticed that many of our CFR A1 level students continue to struggle with the basic sentence construction despite years of exposure to English grammar. So their written work often contain incomplete, fragmented, or grammatically incorrect sentences. So these recurring issues suggested that the traditional grammar instruction might not have been effective in helping the student to internalize basic sentence patterns. So many students, they also lack confidence and relied heavily on the memorization without truly understanding sentence structure. So this reflection led us to explore alternative, more visual and structured strategies such as SMVO grade table to support their learning. So our research focus, so basically we have 4 research focus. Okay. Um, our students are from the a student of semester 3 Besut Vocational College, and they are struggle with basic sentence construction and stimulus based writing tasks, and the issues also resolve around whereby the students have limited vocabulary, weak SVO skills, low confidence, and poor stimulus interpretation, and also L1 interference. Okay. And last one, the research focus is also will focus on the use of SVO and also SMVO grade table to scaffold the student in order to improve their writing performance in their final exam. Okay, our research objectives then, okay, divided into two. Okay, one is general and the other one is specific objective. So in general, we want to enhance, okay, the students' writing skills by improving their understanding and application of the SVO structure, sentence structure, through the improvisations of the SVO grid table with the inclusion of the model, so it becomes SMVO. And our specific objectives, one is to improve their ability to accurately identify SVO components in the English sentences. Okay, and number two, okay, we also want to enhance the student ability to complete the SMVO grid table correctly based on the given sentence structure. And the third specific objectives is to develop student ability to construct meaningful and grammatically correct sentences using the SMVO grid table as their guided framework. Okay, last one, I will touch on the research target group. Okay, so the participants, basically there are only 4 CFR A level, uh, A1 level students in this action research. So they age 17. There are 3 females and 1 male student. And they presented from 2 different programs. Okay, one is the information technology and the other one is the refrigeration and air conditioning technology. So that's it from me. So I will pass on the presentation to my colleague, Puan Fazlin and also Puan Ain.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Okay, I'm Puan Fazlin. Okay, I'll continue our presentation with the implementation of the study. Okay, we have three steps of implementation. Okay, first one is observation, where we observe the students during during the class. Okay, in the class. So students, we found that the students are struggled with complete sentences. They misuse SVO, model verbs, and grammar, and they show lack of systematic structure and clear communication. So the chosen students have to sit for a pretest, where the pretest result showed frequent grammar errors, where they omit subjects, wrong verb forms, they misuse articles or objects, and they rely much on their L1 structures. The students also showed conceptual understanding but lack linguistic control, highlighting the need for guided structural tools like the SVO grid table that we have done. So for the post-test results showed clearer, more structured sentences with correct use of subject, modal, verb, and object, reflecting improved grammar accuracy. And for the SMBO grade table, it has increased the students' awareness and confidence, reducing major errors while spotting developmental progress at the A1 level. Okay, for the action taken, okay, we have pre-test and then 3 intervention sessions, and we have post-test. For pre-test, the students were given stimulus, so they have to write an essay on a topic, how to cook rice, and they are required to write a minimum of 8 sentences. And then we have first intervention session, where the students were introduced with the SVO grid table. For the second intervention session, okay, the students have to read the sample sentences and identify the corresponding SVO components. And then they also have been introduced with SMVO. And after that, the students also have to unscramble jumbled sentences and reconstructed them in the SMVO grid table. For the last intervention session, the students have to select suitable models, depends on the sentences given. Okay, and then the students were provided with subjects and verbs and tasked with constructing meaningful and complete sentences using the SMVO structure. And for the post-test, again, the students have to write the same title of essay, which is how to cook rice. And here we can see that they have improved in terms of their writing. Okay, move on to the intervention strategies implemented. Okay, we used SMVO grid table and SVO grid table, and SMVO grid table. So here are a few examples of the students' essay, the writing that has been done by the students. Okay, I'm not going to touch much on this. Okay. Okay, this is intervention 3, where the students are given only subject and verb, and they have to write complete sentences using the SMVO. Okay, I think that's all from me. So my colleague will continue our presentation.
Good evening. I am Norain, so I will continue with the findings. You can see here, this is the comparison of pre-test and post-test marks. We have 4 students. The maximum marks of the essay is 20 marks. I would like to highlight the marks different. So each one of them showed significant increase in terms of performance change, especially student number 3. All right, so for our findings, we did a comparative analysis of pre-test and post-test writing across students in terms of SVO, modality, and clarity, because these are the 3 criteria that are consistent with the objective of our research. I will highlight more on student number 3 because she is the one who showed most improvement in terms of writing. You can see here the criteria SVO structure. So observe the pretext example. You can must rinse on a rice. You and the post-test example, you must wash, rinse rice. So you can see here that the student has clearer SVO order and improve sentence control, even though the sentence is not entirely grammatically correct. Also, in terms of the model verb use, in the pretext example, she only uses must, and she also stacked the model verb can and must. But after the post test, she has showed more usage of modal verbs where she used can, has to, and must. So there's a shift from redundant stacking to appropriate single model, and this demonstrates the student's understanding of the modal verbs and where to use them appropriately in context of the writing. And the last one is the message clarity. Before we did the intervention, the sentences were really cluttered and unclear. Some sentences could be distorted, but after the post test, her sentences are more direct and sequential, which is appropriate with the requirement of the directed writing. And this has shown significant improvement in semantic clarity. So the overall teaching and learning reflection that we have garnered from the action research is: number one, from the pretest challenges, there are abundance of wrong use as well as absence of modal verbs. They don't know how to use them. They don't even know what are they. So the errors cause obscure and unclear meanings in their writing. In terms of the intervention effectiveness, we found out that the SVO and SMBO grid table helped to reinforce model verb usage and supported target instruction in guided writing. So it does really work for the students. They're able to understand it and use it again when it comes to independent writing. And the third one is active engagement. We found out that repetitive exercises with model verbs raise students' awareness of gaps in prior knowledge and improve comprehension. So when we use the table, they're able to see the differences. Also, they were like, oh, so this is the correct use of model verbs, not the one that they usually use. As mentioned before, these students have a lot of interference from L1, from their first language in terms of sentence construction. So after using the SVO and the SMVO grid table, they're able to construct sentences more clearly. And the last one is a post-test improvement. So despite remaining grammar issues, articles, subject-verb agreement, lexical precision, these students showed measurable growth in structural control, logical use of modal verbs, and message clarity. So instead of just using any modal verb that they can remember, they are able to use them meaningfully after the interventions. So here are our recommendations for future research. First is to incorporate more scaffolded practice with SVO and SMVO grid tables to strengthen sentence construction using modal verbs. Secondly, to design instructional materials with simplified language. So you may start with A1 verbs, and as time progresses, you may able to use more complex words, moving from A1 to A2 and so on. So because this will promote independent learning. Number three, implement targeted activities on model verbs in procedural and instructional contexts to improve meaning and precision. This is to fit the requirement of guided writing because that is the focus of our action research. We want them to be able to answer the guided writing. And the last one is to provide more exposure to directed writing questions and teach essential vocabulary for coherent sentence writing with correct modal verbs. This is one thing that we miss in the action research. We did not teach them the appropriate vocabs on how to cook rice. So even if we did all the interventions, we found out that the inability to construct meaningful sentences when it comes to the instruction how to cook rice is because they don't have the necessary vocabularies. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Puan Fazlin and also Puan Ain. In conclusion, we believe that for students to learn well, okay, certain conditions should be met. So learning should be organized in steps from simple to complex, and teaching should follow a certain logical sequence. So with that, thank you.